There are many wonderful videos and online tutorials out there that show you the more advanced tips and techniques of Microsoft Excel. But for this session, I'd like to just go back to some basics. Hi, my name is Raphael and welcome to another edition of Excel in 365. In today's video, I want to go back to the basics and discuss what's in a cell. What actually goes in a cell, or rather, how many things can go in a cell. When I'm delivering seminars, I will often ask my audience to tell me what they typically enter when they are working in Excel. What type of data do they typically enter in a worksheet? The answers I get is typically are numbers, regular numbers, fractions, percentages, dollar values, dates. All these are considered as numbers. But you can also enter text as well in Excel. The days of the week, the months of the year, and people's names as well. So if you look at column A, we now have two types of data entered, text and numbers. Now I'll shift to column B, and I will enter the same date that I have in column A. And in this cell, I'm also going to add the same name that I have in column A. Once again, I have some text and numbers. But what is the difference between the data entered in column A and column B? The difference is in the formatting. Column A is unformatted. Column B has formatting. Now let's move over to column C, and I will enter the same date again. And in this cell, I will add a name, not the same name, but this time I'm going to add my name. Now what is going on in column C? If I enter the current date, and today's date is March 20, the cell has a pale yellow fill and the date appears in bold. If I enter my name, then the same thing happens. There is a blue fill and the text is bold with italics lettering. What we now have in column C is what's called conditional formatting. Now let's go over to column D, and I will enter a date into the future. As soon as I press enter, I get an error message. If I enter a date that is in the past, the same thing happens. I get the same error message. If, however, I enter the current date, and again today's date is March 20, that seems to work just fine without the error message. So now what is going on in column D? In column D, we have added data validation. In column E, the other thing we can also add into a cell in an Excel worksheet are comments. So as you can see, those are the 5 things that you can add to a cell simultaneously. Now let's go to column F and let's put all this together. In column F, as you can see, first of all, there is an existing comment. There is also this message that pops up when I select the cell. This is a data validation message instructing me what I should or should not enter in this cell. If I enter anything other than what has been instructed, I will receive an error message. If I enter the current date, and again today's date is March 20, it works just fine without receiving the error message. In other words, data validation exists in this cell. You can also see that there is also conditional formatting in here. the text and the numbers with some formatting. So really, if you think about it, there are really 5 things happening in this cell simultaneously. Now, how is all this helpful? Understanding that you can have multiple things happening in a cell at any given time can make your next Excel worksheet a pure masterpiece. So the next time someone asks, what's in a cell? The answer is, well, many things really. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you again in another edition of Excel in 365.